Could we be truly seeing the golden age, and is President Donald Trump really the most pro-life president we have ever seen? I think so, but we're going to dive into that and show you why we believe that we're going to see the most important era of our lifetime, especially when it comes to protecting our children, when we come right back. Thank you.
We pray for love and unity, and that the church would find new zeal and commitment to the mission and purpose of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
You're a liar! You're a liar!
Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart.
Well, it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen, for the Political Pulpit. I'm your host, Josh Navarrete, and it's so good to be back on the program. We are back live, coming to you on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. So if you are seeing us on any of those platforms, remember to like and share and hit that notification bell if you can, so that you're notified every time we go live and every time we update new content. We are trying to put content up every day so that we can break through the algorithm. So make sure you share, like, just let everybody know that we are here. And of course, we want to share show some love to our sponsor, BlinkBed, at blinkbed.com, where it's the only mattress certified by the American Arthritis Foundation. And I promise you, you won't be disappointed, because it's the same technology, the same equipment, same everything that you get on the most expensive mattresses, except this is manufactured right here in Arizona and made in the USA, so that we can keep costs down, and you get all the same great technology that you do in all the other beds. And it's for a fraction of the cost, a fraction of the price. Use promo code Pulpit24 to get an exclusive discount on already perfectly priced mattress. This is a much lower cost, and you won't be disappointed. It's like sleeping on a cloud. My whole family sleeps on this mattress, and we absolutely love this bed. And then, of course, you can partner with the Political Pulpit, partner with our media company as we try to get the word out, get the message out, and get good news with a biblical worldview, so that it's not just one-sided or to the right or to the left or Republican or Democratic. It's just information that we get out, and we put a biblical spin on it. And of course, everything that matters to you when it comes to getting the message of Jesus out, that's what we want to do. That's the goal, is to make sure that Jesus is glorified and lifted up, and he is our center, and he's our center focus. So any news that comes out, we want to make sure that it aligns with what we all believe in. So today, we are going to talk about we believe the most pro-life president in our lifetime. And the reason why I'm saying that is because already within a week, President Donald Trump has been in office and signed executive orders that protect the unborn. And there's been some interesting things that have happened within this week, from Planned Parenthood's president passing away to President Trump signing executive orders releasing protesters that were just singing and glorifying God in the open at a Planned Parenthood facility. Those people were actually arrested for a few years. I think it was like 2 years they were supposed to be in prison. But President Trump just recently pardoned those people. One of them is an influencer named Bevelin. And she was arrested. She had two young kids, and she got ripped away from her family, put in prison. And there was an elderly lady who's had poor health, and she was out worshiping and singing hymns and singing worship songs, and she got arrested. And that was under the last administration. Well, President Trump comes in and immediately signs an executive order. But before he does that, he goes out in his campaign trail. And as a matter of fact, I was at one of these rallies at the Faith and Freedom Conference, and I remember the speech. And he talks about how he's going to release these prisoners, and how the Biden administration has been absolutely terrible to these people and protesters, who are peacefully protesting, by the way. There's a lot of people in the past that were rioting and tearing down cities and setting them on fire, and flipping police vehicles over, setting those on fire, camping out in the streets and ruining the streets because they felt they were going to take over these cities. And many of these people were never never arrested. But people that were worshiping Jesus, preaching out in the streets, letting their voices be heard for the unborn and the innocent, to protect these children that were in the womb, were then arrested and put in prison for 2 years or so. So here's the first, this is the first video I have. President Donald Trump promised to pardon 21 pro-life Americans. Joe Biden threw in prison for protesting abortion. He needs to make good on those promises. This is what the post was, and we're going to show you exactly what he said. And I was actually at this conference here.
Joe Biden is weaponizing the Justice Department to viciously persecute pro-life activists and Americans of faith. Just last month, the Biden DOJ got Paula Harlow, a 75-year-old woman in poor health, sentenced to 2 years in prison for singing outside of a class. She was singing, actually, a beautiful voice. She was singing beautifully outside of a clinic. And fearing she would die in prison, her husband pleaded with the judge for mercy and even asked to be thrown in prison with his wife. And the judge responded by mocking their religion. He was mocking their religion. I wonder who that judge is. Paul is one of many peaceful pro-lifers who Joe Biden has rounded up, sometimes with SWAT teams, and thrown them in jail. Many people are in jail over this. This is just crazy. We're going to get that taken care of immediately, first day. Immediately.
We did. And the post even says that they hope that he makes good on his promise. Well, let's show that video where the president, this is a post from Isabel Brown, 23 pro-life activists imprisoned for peacefully protesting the honors of the abortion industry are officially free after Trump signs their pardon. This is a great honor to sign this, as President Trump says. What a powerful statement on the eve of March for Life. So there's a March for Life, right, that happens every year, and President Donald Trump, in Trump fashion, signs the presidential executive orders. So let's take a look.
Next, we have a set of pardons for peaceful pro-life protesters who were prosecuted by the Biden administration for exercising their First Amendment rights.
Do you know how many?
I believe it's 23, sir.
23 people were prosecuted. They should not have been prosecuted. Many of them are elderly people. They should not have been prosecuted. This is a great honor to sign this.
Great honor to sign it, of course, to release people that are innocent, and we're having, they basically were worshiping and singing praises to God, and obviously just to protect and pray for the unborn.
So they're all in prison now.
Some are out of custody.
It's ridiculous.
So I don't know. I think it's an amazing time to be alive. It's an amazing time to witness. We are seeing what's being called the golden age. That doesn't go without, of course, some challenges and things that we need to continue to be vigilant praying for. We always talk about this, and pray for those people that have been imprisoned, wrongfully imprisoned. And thank God that President Trump signed these executive orders. That's why we believe that he's the most pro-life president that we've ever witnessed, because there's been consistent attacks against the unborn for many reasons, and people have their reasons. We're not here to decide for you. You read your Bible and pray and ask God for direction, ask God for wisdom. And I will stand firm on my beliefs on being a pro-life preacher, let's just say. I believe that we need to continue to protect the unborn and still protect women's rights to health care, because they're trying to blend the two and mix the two and call abortion health care, but that's not how we believe this to be. So here is a post from Donald Trump's social. It says, it's Truth Social. It says, watch President Trump deliver March for Life message. It says, every child a beautiful gift from our Creator. I mean, look at that statement. That quote is exactly why we believe that President Donald Trump is the most pro-life president that we've ever seen. President Donald Trump appeared via video message at the March for Life rally in Washington, D.C. on Friday. Trump thanked the pro-lifers for their support and called their mission just. In my second term, we will again stand proud for families and for the rights of the unborn, shielding them from the radical left attacks on churches and crisis centers. Trump said, "We will get them to justice one way or another. I know your hearts are warm and your spirits are strong because your mission is just, very, very pure, to forge a society that welcomes and protects every child as a beautiful gift from the hand of our Creator," said at the end of the message. So we'll play that message for you, but I want to note that I love that he's giving thanks to our Creator. He's recognizing God as our Creator, the Creator of every life. In the Bible, in the book of Jeremiah, he says, before he formed you, he already knew you. So that means God gave you a person, a personality, a being when you were created in this womb. There's a lot of debate on how the children is created through rape and incest and other things, but God put us intricately together, and there's a design for every person. There's a life to every person, and that's why we think it's important that we protect the unborn. Now, we can get into all the reasons, but I believe that God has a perfect design, and we shouldn't try to play God. Here's that message that was for March for Life.
Hello to everyone at the March for Life. It's a pleasure to speak to you.
Let's see can we go full screen on this before I play it all? I'm going to put full screen. Let me know if you guys can do that. There we go.
Hello to everyone at the March for Life. It's a pleasure to speak to you from the beautiful Oval Office. That's where we are right now.
Or even if you guys can drop me to the bottom right on this one too. I'll replay it.
Hello to everyone at the March for Life. It's a pleasure to speak to you from the beautiful Oval Office. That's where we are right now, the magnificent Oval Office. And thank you for turning out once again to show your extraordinary love and compassion for the unborn. Each year, Americans of every age, color, and background travel to our nation's capital by the tens of thousands to stand up for precious little babies who cannot stand up for themselves. I am proud to be the first president ever to have joined you in person. As you know, this annual march started 52 years ago on the first anniversary of the disastrous ruling known as Roe v. Wade. That unconstitutional decision took power away from the states and the voters, kicking off 50 years of division and anger. But thanks to your tireless work and devotion across 5 decades, that historic wrong was set right 3 years ago. I was so proud to be a participant. 6 courageous justices of the Supreme Court of the United States returned the issue to the state legislatures and to the people where it belongs. It became a vote of the people. In my second term, we will again stand proudly for families and for life. We will protect the historic gains we have made and stop the radical Democrat push for a federal right to unlimited abortion on demand up to the moment of birth and even after birth. Think of that, after birth. And some people want that. Can you believe it? We will work to offer a loving hand to new mothers and young families, and we will support adoption and foster care. We will protect women and vulnerable children. Under my leadership, a reformed Department of Justice will finally investigate the radical left attacks on churches and crisis pregnancy centers, and we will bring perpetrators to justice. We will get them to justice one way or the other. I will also end the weaponization of law enforcement against Americans of faith, and I'm releasing the Christians and pro-life activists who were persecuted by the Biden regime for praying and living out their faith. I just signed that document, and they're being released. One such American was Paula Harlow. At 75 years old, Paula was sentenced to 2 years in prison after praying outside of a clinic. That's why she was sentenced to 2 years. That's what happened under the Biden regime. In her sentencing, the judge mocked her Christian faith while her husband pleaded to be thrown in jail with his wife, fearing she would die alone behind bars. This week, it was my honor to grant a full and complete pardon to Paula and many others who were the victims of this horrific weaponization. Never again will religious persecution be allowed to happen in America. To all of the very special people marching today in this bitter cold, I know your hearts are warm and your spirits are strong, because your mission is just very, very pure, to forge a society that welcomes and protects every child as a beautiful gift from the hand of our Creator. Thank you for never losing hope and never giving up. Thank you for your tremendous support. God bless you, and God bless America.
There you have it, a beautiful gift from our Creator, and we all know that's true. We know that God has created every life. He knows every hair on your head. He knows your name. He has called you from your mother's womb. And so He's got plans for you, not plans to harm you, plans to prosper you. So you are not a mistake, and these children are not mistakes, and we're going to continue to pray and believe God for the protection of the unborn.
Hello to everyone at the March for Life.
This thing played. But there was a beautiful moment when Bevelyn, actually, she gets released. And she's Bevelyn Williams now. Her husband, they had a 2-year-old and a 2-year-old daughter that they were leaving behind. And so he actually posted when he dropped his wife off, dropped Bevelyn off, and it was really sad. And there was nothing they could do. They tried everything, but this judge mocked everyone's faith. He mocked their faith. And he was a liberal judge who was pro-abortion, but he, for whatever reason, didn't take the Constitution into account when he prosecuted these people, and they put them in prison. Let's take a look at this video here when she gets released.
Mama! Look at Mama! Look at us! Here.
She had her Bible, all her stuff. Look at that. Go. She's so happy. Well, there you have it. She's released. I can't imagine the joy that she was feeling. I can't imagine the pain they were feeling getting put away into prison for standing up for their beliefs, preaching the gospel, singing worship songs, and you get arrested. In Biden's America, in the liberal left's America, that's absolutely horrendous. It's horrific. And they want to claim that they were blocking entrance to health care. That's just nothing close to the truth, and it's sad that this is even something that was used to prosecute these poor people. But it happened, and President Trump, I believe, is the most pro-life president because he had signed these executive orders. He also signed an executive order to stop the funding of Planned Parenthood as from federal funds. I don't believe the government, just like the government, people say that the government shouldn't tell people what to do or how to take care of their bodies or block them, on the left, that they mask this as health care, they call it health care, abortions, and that the federal government shouldn't get in the way of that. Well, I believe the federal government shouldn't be funding it. The government shouldn't be funding these things. They shouldn't be putting money into Planned Parenthood and for these abortions. Planned Parenthood wants to try to do something like this. They need to first of all, killing babies shouldn't be funded, period, and shouldn't be allowed. So there's that. And the last thing that they should be doing is allowing the government to be paying for it. So that's over with. And then it was crazy to hear or to see that Planned Parenthood's president passes away. And so, that happened literally when President Trump gets put into office, which is insane. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you all think. If you get don't be afraid of the comments. Tell me what you all think. Am I crazy to think that God is in this? God is doing something, divine in the country. What does that mean to you? What does that look like to you? I just think that it's something that's that's absolutely insane that's happened. Here, look at this post here. I just pulled it up. Can you guys pull it up? Cecile Richards, former Planned Parenthood president, has died. This is the one. This is the person I'm talking about. She dies at 67 suddenly. The president of Planned Parenthood passed away just as attendees were settling in for Trump's inauguration ceremony. Can you say Baal has fallen? I mean, it's crazy, the stuff that's happening. Like, we're seeing something that's, the fact that the president has come back, it's like the greatest comeback story in history. I believe that this is the best. This is better than when President Trump first got elected, because now there's nothing that's going to hold him back. He knows how this works. He sees the people coming in. He got rid of all the bad rhinos and the people that had agendas and had their own, ideas and tried to change things for him or stop him. Nobody's going to stop him. And just the other day, actually yesterday, we were at church and I saw the news, or somebody had told me about the news, that Brazil was blocking the flights coming in with all of these illegal aliens. Now, we're talking about criminals. And we're not talking about families. These are criminals. People that were the most horrible criminals, like rapists, grand theft, traffickers, drug dealers, sending them all back, and Colombia is trying to stop it. He puts tariffs on it, and immediately they change course and accept all of the people back in fear of these tariffs. So this president is not messing around. He even signs, here in this post here, it says, Trump signs orders, reinstates vax refusers, bans transgender services. President Trump is set to sign multiple executive orders on Monday impacting military policy. These include reinstating over 8,000 service members discharged for refusing the COVID-19 vaccine with full back pay and banning transgender individuals from serving in the military. Additionally, diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI initiatives are being removed from the Department of Defense, with Fort Bragg and Fort Benning reverting to their original names. So President Trump is bringing back over 8,000 military members. So these are people that were banned from the military because they refused to take the vaccine, and they lost their pay. So I know that's a whole conversation, but I don't think anybody should be banned from the military because they didn't want to take the jab or this medicine, as we'll call it. We are live on YouTube, so we'll see what happens to this episode. But the truth is that a lot of people were scared for their jobs, their livelihoods, providing for their family, because they weren't sure they were ready to take an experimental medicine and put it into their bodies. And the military made them pay for this. We lost 8,000 members. President Trump is putting them and giving them the access back to our military. This only reinforces our military and strengthens our military. It should be the best person for the job, the most qualified person for the job, and it doesn't matter if, to me, these programs are more racist than they are helping other minorities, because it basically just includes people based on their color and based on their diversity instead of the people best for their job. If I'm not the best person for the job, even though I'm a minority, I don't want the job just because I look a certain way. I want the job because I'm fit for the job, not because you just see the color of my skin or my gender or mix or blended gender or whatever it is. It should be the best person for the job. So President Trump also signs an order reinstating vax. Oh, I have that already. Let's see here. New borders are Tom Homan will not be cowed by sobbing celebrity. This is a funny story, actually. We pulled this one up. You guys have probably already seen it on X. If they don't like it, then go to Congress and change the law. They're going to do this operation no matter what. Here's a video of Tom Homan on Fox News. This is a reaction to Selena Gomez's viral video, which she's recently deleted. She's saying that she's sorry to her people. Now, I have a question for Selena. Are you sorry because these illegal aliens And I'm not talking about families and children, of course not. These are people that are cartels. These are people that are breaking the law. These are people that have been menaces already in our communities, that are getting away with tons of crime and charges, not going to their court dates, don't even have warrants because they just release them and they go into the city and they wreak havoc. Are these the people that you're talking about are your people? Take a look at this video first, and then we'll show the actual video.
Don't know if you've had a chance to see a video that has been going viral over the past hour or so. We're still working to clear it and show it. In fact, the Hollywood celebrity who posted it has now deleted it, I think because probably she faced a lot of backlash for it, noting even the New York Times and Fox News polls show that a majority of American respondents are in favor of deportations of criminals and gang members. She posted a video sobbing. She was crying in it. She said, all my people are getting attacked, with the picture of a Mexican flag. Again, she has now taken that down. But what do you say to those who are out there saying that these are everyday people, these are families that are being attacked and dragged out of their homes? How do you respond to that?
I don't think we arrested any families. We've arrested public safety threats and national security threats, bottom line. And look, President Trump won the election on this one issue, securing our border and saving lives. What happened on our southern border last 4 years is the biggest national security threat this country's seen, at least in my lifetime, because we got over 2 million known gotaways. We got a 600% increase in sex trafficking. We got a record number of terrorists crossing the border on the terrorist watch list. We have 250,000 Americans die from fentanyl coming across the open border. We're going to do this job, and we're going to enforce the laws of this country. If they don't like it, then go to Congress and change the law. We're going to do this operational apology. We're going to make our community safer. We're going to save. Once we lock that border on continuous operation, you're going to see fentanyl deaths decrease, illegal alien crime decrease, sex trafficking decrease. It's just all for the good of this nation, and we're going to keep going. No apologies. We're moving forward.
No apologies. We're moving forward. That's exactly what we want to hear. Not only is he the most pro-life president, he's the most pro-American president that we've had in a long time, outside of him winning in 2016. And the proof is in the pudding. They're getting rid of people that are harmful for our communities. No one's taking away children or families. No one's hurting or dividing families. As a matter of fact, they're reuniting families because they've found over 75,000 children or located them, and now know where they're at. Where the last administration had no idea. There was 300 or so thousand children unaccounted for. And wouldn't you want the criminals out of this country? And let's also be honest, there's probably over 25 million people that have come into this country illegally, and they had 1,000 the other day. That doesn't even touch the amount of people that we need to get out or find out where they're at or vet them. So, it's kind of ridiculous how these people are crying like Selena Gomez, who was sobbing. Charlie Kirk posts, Selena Gomez sobs uncontrollably amid rampant let's see, I can't see. The deportations of illegal aliens. She says, I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I wish I could do something. She's like sobbing, like she's crying so bad. Where was the sobbing over the 100,000 Americans dead from fentanyl poisoning? Where were these tears over the 340,000 children who went missing after being trafficked over our border? Why wasn't there a breakdown for Rachel Nungary, Rachel Morin, or Laken Riley? I guess those Americans weren't your people. This is so ridiculous. Take a look at this video.
I just want to say that I'm so sorry.
Mexican flag right there.
All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't.
I don't know what to
do. I'll try everything, I promise.
To me, that is just ridiculous. Like, what children are getting attacked? Someone told me the other day, is it true that they went into a public school to try to get children like, no, that's not what happened. If you listen to the news, the left news on Twitter or these other outlets, they're going to try to trick you thinking that ICE went into a public school and church to go search for families. what happened was there was people hiding, using schools and churches, hiding away from ICE, and these were criminals, dangerous people, drug traffickers, fentanyl dealers, and so on and so forth. Harmful people for our communities that were hiding and using schools and churches to hide. And then the news wants to say that they were trying to raid schools and raid churches. That's not true at all. Anyways, let's break away from all of that stuff. The point is, pro-American, pro-life president. I'm super excited. This is what we all worked hard for, and we're going to continue to pray for the president. Let's break it up with some comedy. He was in Vegas the other day, and he was talking. Let's just take a listen.
Our country was on the verge of some of the very bad things, and bad things were happening. And now there's light not only over America. I've heard it from even our enemies. They call up and they say, "Sir, we hate you. We do hate you, but there's light over the world right now." They hate me. Some of them hate me. If they liked me, you got a problem, right? They like Sleepy Joe. What's not to like? You know, they'd call up. It's funny. I was told today by one of the big leaders of the world, would call for a telephone call with the President of the United States a year ago. And they'd say, we'd like to speak with, who is this? It's the head of Germany, the head of, name it, the head of France, the name of any country, it didn't matter. He would never pick up the call. They'd say, he'll call you back in 2 months. 2 months. He has a schedule. He's extremely busy sleeping. No. Macron of France, he'll call you back in 2 months. So 2 months comes along and there's no call. They say, he didn't call. The stories are, I mean, these stories are not very exaggerated. I want to tell you, they're a little bit for laughter, but, you know, it's only for laughter. The fake news will say, oh, he exaggerated. It was only 1 month, you know. But he'll say he'll call you back, and then he'd never call, and then they could never get him on the phone. And the problem I have is that when I speak to and I speak to them immediately, they'll say, could we speak to the president? Would that be possible? We could do it anytime over the next month. They're so used to this, right? I say, no, I'll pick it up right now. Is he on the phone? Yeah, hello, how you doing? That's what, you know, get it over with, right? Get it over with. The only problem, they were so starved for love from the United States, I cannot get them off the phone. I can't get people, if you can't, I say, I have to go now, King, or I have to go now, President. But you can't get them off the phone. They're starved for love. You know, for years they haven't spoken. They didn't even know we had a president, if you want to know. Oh, my God. But under our leadership, America is back open.
That is so funny. I mean, it's crazy to think that the president of the United States
on the verge of some of the
was not available to the world. Months away from a phone call, they call President Trump's office and he's available immediately. Like, I don't expect anything less than that. And it's amazing to hear it. I'm excited for it. It's hilarious. He's got comedic genius. We already know that he's hilarious. He's been moving with urgency, says this post, President Trump in Las Vegas. Since I became the 47th president, I've been moving with urgency and historic speed to fix every single calamity of the Biden administration. I took 350 executive actions to reverse the failures that we inherited. 350 executive actions. That's incredible.
I'm the 47th president at noon on Monday. I've been moving with urgency and historic speed to fix every single calamity of the Biden administration that they've created. And this week alone, I took nearly 350 executive actions to reverse the horrible failures and betrayals that we inherited from a group of people that didn't know what the hell they were doing, what they've done to this country, especially the open borders, where they have, think of it, 21 million people came in. Many of them are criminals, murderers. Well, we're getting them out. You see it. You see it yesterday, first day. Our message could not be more clear. America's decline is over. American decline is over. We're laughed at all over the world. Now we're not laughed at anymore, I'll tell you. What the world witnessed this week is nothing less than a revolution of wealth creation for everyone and also common sense. It's about common sense. It really is. We're the party of common sense.
We are the party of common sense,
Since
for
I
sure,
became the 40
and I am extremely elated and excited. I'm very, very intentional about my prayers for this country and our president and the rest of the world. There's still a lot more things going on when it comes to Israel and Hamas, the Middle East. We have some, I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Iran and China and North and South Korea. There's a lot going on. We still got Greenland and our deals with Mexico. President Trump's claiming that we're going to be the Gulf of America and not the Gulf of Mexico. A lot going on, and just try to stay away from the noise and get your head in the book, the good book, the Bible, and let's not worry too much about the news. I know we're going to report the news and give it to you all, but let's just make sure that one thing remains, and that's Jesus Christ is the center of your life. Well, that's all we have time for today. We're so excited because we're going to keep pushing and pushing and put more episodes out for you. Tomorrow, we're going to cover the news, but we got some things that God has put on my heart that I want to share with you all, and just how to excel and succeed in your life and live for God, and just live a life of fullness and joy and strength, and how to do that and how to live for God with all your heart. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you, and God bless.